Hi everyone! So today we are going to start talking about cause and effect when we're reading. And cause and effect is a good reading strategy to help us understand what's going on in our story and to kind of think deeper about what's taking place in our story. So the first thing we're going to talk about is what even is cause and effect. So as you can see, the cause explains why something happens, and the effect explains what happened. So the cause is like the reason, and the effect is like the action that happened because of that reason. So go ahead and pause this video and just copy those two sentences into your notebook. Again, the cause explains why something happened, and the effect explains what happened, okay? So go ahead and get those two things copied. And so let's look at a situation about a chocolate bar, okay? So let's pretend we've left the chocolate bar out in the hot sun. So when we're looking at this, the effect, remember, is what happened, okay? So in our situation, the effect would be the chocolate bar melting. The cause, or what made it melt, was because it was left in the sun. So remember, the cause is why, the effect is what happened. Okay? So let's look at this one together. The sidewalk was wet, so I slipped and fell. Again, the sidewalk was wet, so I slipped and fell. Well, what happened? So what happened in our sentence? So we can see that what happened was I slipped and fell. Well, why did you slip and fall? That's going to be the cause, because I slipped and fell because the sidewalk was wet. So why did it happen? The sidewalk was wet. So when we're thinking about cause and effect and we're reading, we can look for some key words that are going to help us when we try to identify cause and effect. So if you want to pause this video and copy these key words down into your notes, please do that now. So our key words are because, so, since, if, then, due to, cause, and therefore. Again, these words are going to help us when we are identifying cause and effect in sentences, in paragraphs, and even in stories that we're reading. So let's look at this kind of example. So I was late to school because I missed the bus, which we've seen sentences like that. And if we wanted to identify the cause and effect, I'm going to put the effect in green and the cause in a different color. So the effect, remember, the effect is what happened. So what happened? Well, I missed the bus, and the cause, So the effect is what happened. Well, what happened was I was late to school, okay, and the cause is I missed the bus. So this is going to be the cause, and this is going to be the effect in our sentence. But sometimes when we're reading, we might see a cause come first. So in this sentence, our cause is up at the beginning. I missed the bus. So the effect is that I was late for school. Okay, so remember this is the cause, and sometimes it comes first and the effect will then come second. So when we're thinking about cause and effect, we need to remember to ask ourselves, well, what happened and why it happened? So I'm going to highlight those two questions. We want to ask what happened, and we want to ask ourselves, why did it happen? Those are two important questions to help us begin identifying cause and effect. So when we read stories, good readers use strategies to help them identify the cause and effect. They ask themselves what happened and why, and we also look for keywords in our stories. So today we are going to practice identifying cause and effect with some sentences, and I'm actually going to do the first couple with you in this video, and then you will finish out the sheet in your Google Classroom under the Classwork tab. Okay, so let's look at this. So this is your sheet for today, and we're going to look, we've got a little reminder up here, the cause happens first, the effect happens next. Okay, we can also write that the cause is why, and the effect is what. Okay, so let's look at number 1. Our sentence says, Tara forgot to feed her fish, and her fish died. So, what happened in the story? Let's look at the effect first. What happened? Well, Tara forgot to feed her fish, and her fish died. So her fish died. Her fish died. And why did her fish die? Well, we see that Tara forgot to feed her fish. So Tara forgetting to feed her fish caused her fish to die. That was the effect of her not feeding her fish. All right, let's look at number 2. The house started on fire because some kids were playing with matches. Well, let's look at this one. The house started on fire because some kids were playing with matches. So what was the effect? What happened? So what happened was the house the house started on fire. Well, why? Then I can ask myself, well, what was the cause of the house being on fire? Why did it happen? And because some kids were playing with matches. So some kids were playing with matches. And number 3, Mr. Velmer wanted to change things in the city, so he decided to run for mayor. Do you think you can identify the cause and effect? Take a minute and think about it, and then let's see if we got it. So, I want to start with what happened, so the effect. So what did he do? What did Mr. Velmer do? He decided to run for mayor. And what caused him to run for mayor? Well, he wanted to change things in the city. So Mr. Velmer wanted to change things in the city. Okay, so you're going to continue doing this sheet. It is under the Classwork tab in your Google Classroom, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.